Nosferatu is a silent film that came out in 1922. It's an unauthorized German adaptation of the Bram Stoker novel Dracula, which is one of my favorite books ever, so that's cool. The film has been constantly praised, but I never watched it. Kinda. I tried watching it, but man, I can't do it. I'm not used to these types of films. I could watch Charlie Chaplin just fine, but not this film. Speaking of Nosferatu, did you know the new Nosferatu film was inspired by Batman Returns? Speaking of Batman Nosferatu, Batman Nosferatu. Batman Nosferatu is a 1999 Elseworlds comic. It's a part of a trilogy that includes Superman Metropolis, Wonder Woman the Blue Amazon, and that's it. There was meant to be a Green Lantern one, but that never came out. I read the Metropolis one, and I didn't like it all that much, and I never cared enough to read the Blue Amazon one. Okay, so update. On a bus ride, I read it, and it's fine. Yeah, it's better than the Superman one, but yeah, it's just fine. These trilogy of books are based off of classic films. Wonder Woman, the Blue Amazon is based off of the Blue Angel and Dr. Mabuse, the Gambler. What a name. Superman Metropolis is based off of the 1927 film Metropolis. Finally, Batman Nosferatu is based off of Nosferatu. No way! What? The story takes place in Metropolis. Yeah, for some reason, these three books take place in Metropolis. Death had passed from Metropolis. The Superman had brought down the days of judgment. Evil Luthor, who had held the city in his choking grasp, was dead. Now the inevitable transformation of darkness into light was becoming absolute. In his greatness, in his kindliness, the new master of Metropolis had begun to reshape the city in his image. For those whom every revolution of a machine wheel still spun gold, life remained pleasurable in the undisturbed serenity of the eternal gardens. The milk-covered glass ceiling above it glowed like an opal in the light. The white silk clothing they wore but once, these gilded scions of Metropolis, Bruce Wayne's son, eminent doctor, Dirk Grayson, master of law, whose home it is. We find Bruce Wayne's son and Dirk Grayson walking out and talking about Barbara Gordon's son. Why does everyone have son at the end of their last names? Anyways, they're meeting her at the Cabinet of Arkham. There's a tower in Metropolis, which few dared enter, for most unholy din was heard behind its mosque-encrusted walls. There was howling, there was sighing, there was wailing. The whole tower groaned and heaved. An incessant shiver ran through its walls and floor. And for all that, there was not one single sound that could have been called human. We find Dr. Arkham and Eschivin? I'll just call him Jim Gordon. They're talking about what's happening at the Cabinet of Arkham tonight. Apparently, these events have caused people to let themselves out of this world and end their loved ones. Cool. Jim is trying to make Dr. Arkham stop these events, but Dr. Arkham is like, nah. Later, we see everyone arriving at the event like Barbara, Bruce, Dirk, Jim, and others. Dr. Arkham comes on stage to present the Laughing Man. Dr. Arkham allows the audience to ask the Laughing Man questions. Dirk yells out and asks what tomorrow's headline will be. The Laughing Man says very calmly, "Death." He seems chill. At night, fear seemed to seep from the walls of the asylum which madness was housed. The odor of it hung in thick layers throughout its passages. The orderly's movements, the soundlessness of the jesters, evoked the image of ghostly deep-sea divers. We find out the Laughing Man is like Frankenstein's monster, with him being the creation of Luthor, this world's Lex Luthor. We then see the Laughing Man jumping from rooftop to rooftop, and finally, reaching a window. There was once a madman who never left his cell, an object of pity, an object of ridicule. He mirrored the mocking laughter. They called him the Laughing Man. Then Luthor claimed him, and no one is laughing now. The next day, we find out that Jim Godson has died, and Barbara is crashing out. Reasonable crash out. That night, another similar event is happening at the Cabinet of Arkham. The Cabinet of Arkham. Outside, steam blasts from the great sirens, signaling the end of another day. Inside, pressure builds, shameful secrets, unbridled lust, naked greed. The hungering throng awaits the evening's pleasures. Duck yells out and asks how long he has left to live, and the laughing man responds, "Until tomorrow's dawn." No red flags there. Life remained pleasurable in the undisturbed serenity of the eternal gardens. The milk-covered glass ceiling above glowed like an opal in the lights. As graceful as a bird in flight, movement is life, but death's whisper is always close at hand. Dirk encounters the laughing man and fights him. Unfortunately, the laughing man thought Dirk had too much head and took some off the top for him. How nice of him! Two warriors engage, spill blood, the weapons flash, throw glints of steel into the air. Teeth and nails take up where weapons fail, to better torment the flesh. The flush of such battle is in the fashion of youth gone. In this deep gully rolls the champion, forlorn, his silk clothing he wore once, this gilded scion of Metropolis. A news report about Dirk's passing is shown, and it's told to us that they won't rest until they find who's been doing these murders. We see an intoxicated man walking down the streets until we see someone behind him. Bane. That's right, no weird names or designs for him, it's just Bane. Everyone thinks they got the killer, but we know Bane isn't the one committing these acts. Barbara and Bruce decide to investigate this case further. There's a tower in Metropolis with signs like a beacon. There lived the man who was the master of Metropolis, the Superman. They talk to Superman, who knows nothing, but he'll look into it. Bruce decides to go and sneak into Arkham Asylum to find out more. There's a tower in Metropolis which few dare enter, for the most unholy din was heard behind its moss-encrusted walls. There was howling, there was sighing, there was wailing, there was scheming. The tower groaned and heaved. An incessant shiver ran through its walls and floors. For all that, there was not one single sound that could have been called human. It was, after all, the cabinet of Dr. Arkham. Bruce eavesdrops on Dr. Arkham and finds out the truth. The Laughing Man and Dr. Arkham are behind it all. Bruce accidentally drops a screw and alerts Dr. Arkham of his presence. Bruce runs away as Croc breaks out of his cell. Bruce was about to escape if it wasn't for the Penguin. Bruce is captured and is thrown down a huge hole while wrapped in chains. Cold mentalities that exist only in the dark reach out and probe and compute. They have slumbered since the time of smoke and soot, waiting. Now, the long wait is over. For all his life, Bruce's passion had been the study of Metropolis's ancient texts, with death now rushing to meet him. He thinks of a line from a grimoire older than the city itself. Here begins the land of the specters. Above the great caverns in the waning daylight, Metropolis prepares to rest. Night, voluptuous and vast, unrolls its curtains of deep shadow, bringing with it recordeds of dreams, demons, and angels. Yet this angel is not fallen from the azure realm, but rather has risen from a Styx. No heavenly eye can penetrate. He is the Nosferatu. His name tolls like the very midnight call of death. Speak it not aloud, or life's images will turn to pale shadows, and nightmares will rise up to punish the guilty. The Laughing Man's eyes, deep and cold, cut and thrust like a sword. Barbara's eyes, of mingled metal and agate, tingle with electric fear. The Nosferatu's eyes are feral and vengeful, exude hatred without end. I first found out about this comic from a tier list I was doing on Batman designs, which, if you want to see that, then tell me down in the comments. This picture right here doesn't do it justice. He looks like a crazy smiling white guy with a beard, but seeing it from other angles, it's amazing. I love his design. Anyways, the Nosferatu fights the Laughing Man and chases him throughout the city. The madness has seeped from the cabinets of Dr. Arkham and has infected the body of Metropolis. But the city was not without its defenses. Deep below it were the soulless Watchers, whose ancient duty had once been to guard it against evil. They had awakened. They had seen. They have responded. They forged a tool, a weapon, Nosferatu. They soon end up in the sewers where the Nosferatu takes out his heart and the reign of the Laughing Man is over. The patients of Arkham chant that the Master is coming. The Master isn't Dr. Arkham, but the Nosferatu. The Nosferatu fights through the asylum with the patients of Arkham. The Nosferatu confronts Dr. Arkham, and then he's shot by... I'm not really sure. They don't tell us. A kryptonite ray, maybe? I mean, it is green, and Superman does exist in this world, so it's possible. The stained glass flies into a million shards. The roof shatters. He has come, the mediator, the savior, the Superman. Superman confronts the Nosferatu. As this happens, Superman is blasted by the ray. So it is a kryptonite ray. The Nosferatu saves him, but Superman still fights the Nosferatu, because he feels like the Nosferatu doesn't have a place in Metropolis. They keep fighting until they land into the underworld. We see what the hole that they threw Bruss into had within. Superman can finally see the light cannot exist without the dark. Superman accepts the darkness belongs to the Nosferatu and flies off. The next day we see Dr. Arkham in one of the cells trying to tell everyone that the new director of Arkham is the Nosferatu. We see the new director is Bruce Wayne's son. Since that day, the madman has never left his cell. The Nosferatu, guarding the city from madness unchecked, appointed sentinel for those who live below. He alone and none other, now the master of the cabinet of Dr. Wayne's son. Yeah, that's kind of it. I absolutely love this book. It's one of my all-time favorite Batman comics. It's so unique and unlike anything I've read before. Also, the reason this took a long time to make is because I got distracted and played a lot of Spider-Man on my new Steam Deck. Come on, it's the best game ever made. And no game before has ever made me want to go, hey, I want to do everything in this game. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. Now get out.